Good morning, y'all. So I'm here trying to multitask because I got things to do. It's early and this is my life. So I really was sitting and talking to myself. Well, I wasn't talking to myself. I was listening to my thoughts. And as I was listening to my thoughts, I was like, dang, this is a little deep. And I might need to share this with y'all. Um, just sitting up here writing. Y'all know when I get up, I do some writing. Got my other little book. Things to do early in the morning. Get your thoughts down on paper. Um, so let me tell y'all. I don't I was thinking about let me pause and really talk to y'all. I was thinking about um legacy. And I always hear these people talk about legacy and I was just like, I don't know what made me think about it, but I don't know, I always not always. Most recently, when I hear the word legacy, I kind of get a little discomfort by it because people are always like, "Oh, I want to leave a legacy, or I want to make sure that my children have and da da da." And the thought is, because I just got to keep it plain and simple. Legacy is all about death and dying, and when people talk, they have you talk and plan out things based off of legacy. And why are you planning to die? That's the question. Like, why are you planning to die already? At whatever age, it's always the plan to leave a legacy. And as that's a good thing. And it might be for some people, but I've grew up with the poor, middle class, working middle class, echelon middle class, semi-rich, could be rich, borderline rich, depending on what you think about it. Um, I've had a little bit of exposure in all realms. And it's interesting enough, most of the rich, semi rich, upper echelons, nah. The black upper echelons sometimes do, sometimes don't. But I think it's just based off of the time frame that you are raised in. So this is what I was thinking this morning is that most I paused because I want to give it to you like it was given. So let me just say it like I heard it. White people don't plan for death all the time. Now these low class whites, they might do that. And no disrespect to anybody. But rich white people ain't planning for death. They trying to get their money now. When they buy businesses and when they create businesses, they create it to sell it. That's the idea. Create it to sell it, to make money, to move on to do the next thing. Create it to build it, to collect it. Almost like Monopoly. So I can have multiples of this and I'm always making money. But the idea is that the person coming along with the right number, I'm gonna sell it. While as most black people, you create it to keep it so that you can have a legacy. I feel like that's only just saying we're creating it for death. We're creating it so we can die. And although you might not have that in your mind, that's what you're saying. Because ultimately, for you to leave a legacy, the only way you can leave a legacy, the key word is leaving, right? And the leaving is not to go next door. The legacy is not for you to be here. But what I've realized too is that most people are trying to leave a legacy to their children and the stuff their children don't want to do. And white people have some of the same issues just like black people. I don't really want to make this a race thing, but um, I'm gonna have to do a video with race and economics. The issue is that there's this thin line between race and economics. So some things may seem like it's mostly race, but it's really economics. And for there to be this generalized cover up for some stuff, well, instead of saying economics, we're gonna always allow race to be the overtone. Um, just to keep you confused. And so what I've noticed, like I said, was stop trying to propel a legacy. Allow people to do their own shit. Because most, even when you look at like TV, and when people leave, these companies to their children, they come in, their children don't want it or do what they want to do. If it ain't something that can run on its own, every now and again you'll have some who really want to take over the company, and they've been raised and groomed for that. But if you're not grooming your child to take over your company, that's probably not what they want to do, because they have their own likes and dislikes and things like that. Live your life for you and going on about your business. And even when I was sitting down and I was thinking about most black people coming up from slavery, because what people don't do, look, and I keep getting closer and closer to the edge of this thing, and closer to this video, because I really need y'all to understand. What people don't do is they don't put things in perspective and in context. Coming out of slavery and having a lot of blacks who were slaves, who went out and started to create their own towns and create their own economics and actually thrive. The reason why they did it was because they weren't thinking about no legacy. They was thinking about moving past survival and thriving. And when you move past survival mode and you jump into thriving mode, it's not always about taking everybody with you. It's about making sure the people who are there and ready and prepared, that they go and they make moves. And the ones who are there and listening, you beat them and force them to go too. Y'all, I don't know if y'all really learned about the Underground Railroad and y'all listened to some of the things that were said about, dang, I was about to call out the wrong name. That is not her name. But when you learn about the Underground Railroad and what was taking place during that time, she didn't leave nobody behind. Our girl didn't leave nobody behind. Harriet Tubman literally had to, I know y'all was like, she don't even know her name. I got it. I just be thinking about so many people, because when I think, sometimes I don't, and thoughts just come to me, and this is some of the thoughts that just came to me. So they're not mine. Just being real. I just am a conduit. But excuse me. Harriet Tubman, if you listen to some of the words that they printed out about her, she said that she didn't leave nobody behind. When they made a plan to go, she had to beat some of these people into going. Like, you going, period, point blank, because now we've started this journey. Ain't no turning behind. You're not going to tell them, these other people, where we are. You're not going to get caught up, because you will get beat. Either I'm going to beat you and take you along, or if you're going to die. That's like the choices. And when people talk about blacks and they talk about moving forward as a whole, right, as a united whole, they make it seem like everybody want to move forward, and that's not true. And I think this might be some of the things that I come back and talk about when I for February, because February 28 days, I think I could do 28 days of some black history and put black history in context. But up from slavery, you had these people traveling on the Underground Railroad. You had them hiding, you had them running from dogs and trying not to get shot and trying to live. Survival was important. And then once they got to where they were at, you had people who were already past that moment of survival into a thriving mode. And then, and then these individuals went and was in these spaces with these people who were already thriving and had to learn how to function in a new life. And I got a whole nother video that I probably need to do right after this. So if y'all see me in the same clothes, just know, because I got a whole nother idea as I was talking. But you see these people who went and they started to thrive. They started to build these towns and communities and started to live as a black collective. And I think that's where we get the idea, but not everyone was ready for that black collective time. It's about moving from survival to thriving. And it's not about thinking about building a legacy all the time, because legacy means death, but it's about living now in the present moment. And I just wanted to kind of talk about that and get that off, I guess, off my mind. That some of y'all, some of us, I know myself, I don't. I be thinking about building a legacy, and then I don't want to build a legacy. What I'm doing is I'm leaving a legacy. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm building the life that I want to live. And through that life that I want to live, it is live so wonderfully, masterfully made, that others see it and they want to follow the steps that I leave behind, because success leaves steps. That's the legacy. The legacy is what is left behind after I've done and conquered everything that I said I was going to do and conquer. So I'm not building anything. I don't build for death. But when death happens, there's steps that's left behind that shows and shines a light on how you can do and conquer just the same way as I. So, all right, y'all, I'm finna go. I'm finna probably record another video because I thought about a couple things while I was in this one. And then I need to get back to what I got to do. All right, love y'all.